video bi a eja nana we dey so wankasa wonim video ya making na wo mampanyini se ehemfa wo call you when hunu nananom ahemfofo na bi matena tena ase na wo kire wo mo so wo mo nsori ngina wo mo na so na wo mo nchia no amemre mu no amamra kwan so no saa netie
Rainbow Radio live 92.4 FM and DAB+.
Sure, so what who said President Akosirima Okwa baby or ha yama wakonwa ntran so as Sagoa na say ebia ye aboa skin and ye de ato ho eso na boko akotena wonko ka say me na me president nti no say okọ tama konwa chinchin no these are anema egu ho a obia follow it is a president beko function ase baby a ahemfo at na sedada Mr. Wo and I would demand say Monsoro na munya hu sama ba me na me president me chia mo na mo tete form KJB in the voter region ho na in the OT region ho ahemfo ya se man bia yie na mo koye the president koye na ahemfo na dikan wa yie na se na mo tete ho ndi ono ko so okochia wo no ahemfo no menim na me kasa ya mamra ne nhyehyɛ ya menim se de ho de esitie because awokɔ ayi ase a ahemfo mpanimfo no bi wo ho a onya kwatana ase a on sorry it doesn't matter nipa obachia no because asase na wo no it is assumed say na asase enti wo a wodo nan beba besi asase ne so bia ada material moment no wo hye na ase enti wo mom na ese wo de anidie ama ohene no na meka say in this cultural settings no benim sade esitie ba kwan na ahemfo no fa so a na omotete ho ne kire say saa netie. But for a president to walk to them, and nema we ye camera da omoso, obia hwede ekoso. Na abakwakoda saa suban na di no. Me ehor na ye me nwanwa. Say he couldn't demonstrate leadership because him for no aye something wrong kra na wo free say enya esenka ochi omo wie na wo fa kwan bi so na wo ka omo anim ana wo no mo kasa. Na that correction no. Yet me yes a correction no but in the middle of it because every function be a president because be a abra or chair be no a moment it is on camera obia pese ohun say president here so obviously no more streaming or social media streaming or more muka so you might not want to create any embarrassing scene but that is what the president sought to do because this is a man Abakachira said he has this village sense of entitlement. Free say where or expect to say obe any respect. If he's not earning it, he will take it by force because he think he's president, all powerful, and everybody must subject to him or bow. And it's the reason why he did what he did. Because this is not the first time. Yahu people say Obakaya. Abra okọ function bi ase ewo enkran ahemfo no bi no na ye bo national anthem na ye se ohene no te ho yes ye bo national anthem a ye nidie na ye de ma ye national anthem no say wo sorry na wo de nidie e ma no but emra bia ni we show bi kete se ye bo national anthem a opompo so sorry wan sorry be chi watum emra bia no but I nam say ye nidie na ye respect no that respect no must be drawn naturally and voluntary from whoever enti ohene no tena ase no oya panyini we need to even find out why the man is sitting because after some way interview we no oka say obetena ase twen ye na o say ofree so man panyini wa man tem na duro kresa ofa wo fie no wamfa enti ote ade na se na ni so chini no Anti health, so there's some information when you now wasn't available to the president. But yeah, bo anthem no. Wohwe since omoda na di na meka sa akwasa akora we de ne bo akwa abonte na ne namfofo aba pai no anasa ya bo na ya share no so oche ne bo akofie to ne nsa obadwam enkyere sa obi asabi culturally no ya sada atete no ye ama ote said yes react to situations like this because we a leader you need to incorporate some of these occurrences, the likelihood of them happening, and how you as a person, you know, obeda subai bia di ama nipa who say, oh, nipa way is cultured, nipa way is really a leader. We confront a bad situation, but kind of fast or solve situation, you know, and making you look better. But here is the situation, or hene, in your thinking, who feels our form because we are president over one, sorry. In the middle of the press, in the middle of everybody, now we have to talk and say because it's I don't know, and yet audible. But I watch a video now. The outcome you know say me president me ba me chiawa. Yes. We say also to say me president ma ba ma chia me chiawa. Oh to her. My friend, sorry, and I'm in chiawa. That is the your friend says straight rendition. I'll be denedy, and I'll be over her video will be an young best no, but Yaroma Yawa, the Bia can't Akuffo Addo myself, na nim who nipa or no, and Yaman because some of these childish tantrum, yeah, auto and then satisfactory Akrabi or my pine boy. This is not the first time a Yahubi, Yahoo several times in situation like this. Etona, he doesn't know how to handle situation like this on his own. The only time of who's a president, you know, that all that you might be a sabi. Nti wane na sefo kakra ni hu na ya abra se bi ya trust speech ama na okogina badwam a okan na no kra no se bebre pia fa but where we are supposed to rely on his innate intelligence in situations like this, you know, he will embarrass everybody. So me I'm met here and I'm sure say one kasa enyo but you are only surprised to say baby ya ba bedu ni badwam na ba bia president gina idea nka such suban no konkoda na di but it is what it is. Yes, it's subai ohoi. It is saying you can never hide it. However, how hide you try, say over hiding, you can't. That is his real nature. Or so this is a guy over the years, you know. Media nafa crime this was hype on a ton of my Ghana for thinking say he's something of a leadership value. Bar. Obitimi about several Ghana for anything better, but that is who he really is, and you see most of his appointees, you know, that is the same character more identity. So over here, Obiti says Selousu, over here, Obiti said Napo, over here, Akoyoti Kumasi, a Bush politics, not to our Ashanti regional minister, and several of their kinds. We see Obiara the weakness. Yeah, quiet, but you know, men just say Obia better radio so. That men just say, oh, and now Obia better radio so. I say, but Umia arrogant. Obian can be that. Despite all the you can't say about me
arrogant, yeah.
When to be education minister and cast arrogant, it's not possible. But these are category of people when you see them, they emit nothing but filthy arrogance and filthy ego and modernity wherever they go. Well, we are president, that is enough. You don't demand respect. You don't ask people to respect you. That respect, you know, is a virtue that we earn. Respect is a virtue we earn. We don't demand it. And I say we don't ask for it. It must come naturally. But to the point I will call it could be several things. Culturally, it could be says I don't want society. Again, it could be so oh now where they have. Maybe I don't even have respect for you because of Dumadiene Brawadanedi. But you don't go to them and ask them, say, I said class 1 teacher, well, we're classroom. Who na class 10 will be a 9. So I'm a leadership, and that is why recently a video when me defining leadership. Me say leadership is an adaptive social process that incorporates the collective strengths of all members in a group. And you know, and yet charisma driven, and yet a person with a special knowledge, a special expertise, a special skill set be or non the magic wine, I'll bet me turn the situation around. At this point, the leadership 4.0 drive now here corner. And no incorporate the collective strength of everybody. What do the beba me the media beba how ye betimi aye nhyehyeye na yetimi maximize anya the best out of everybody and the bema enti e kwa enuma there is nobody in the group or three sign what does I'm making no because leadership now yeah running no and cooperative the collective strength of everybody on board and I they call you so when you're moving on there is nobody behind that is pulling you but a charisma driven now or said them not in Diaba yeah people who don't believe in those ideas now whatever no will be a stumbling block and they will pull you back. That is why that is a leadership. No, it's an act. Anytime you need to adapt to the social situations. Because interact because or you'll be a Osiki vote in the way. Do you think that these people will ever consider you? And this is not the first time a president Akuffo Addo fans na or tia or heneti ho. Happy baby. Because Asante region or Otumfuo no. Otumfuo was sitting. Otumfuo was sitting in his chair. Otumfuo, I'm sorry. Yeah. But no, or the respect man say or the Otumfuo and the or be in another settings are. Won't be muna however small you think na konya iswa. Won't be muna because I sa cultural traditional settings no and no munina and tangle. So if you can recognize that your friends say for it here, your friends say I'm
waiting for repaying.
Ukoni fie na gabinim timi ko bo mumu ase da form wonanim na president na ko bunko to be ekokoto wonanim na wukọ aye na obi nso hene kaje bi hene te na konwam. How dare you go tell him say on sorry na tia because waba it doesn't make sense. I think that is a classic sign of disrespect. As a president need to apologize to these people. He has to apologize to them, but Akuffo Addo, you know, he will not.
Abusia ugusu awutie Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM. Yene Ora Ivan Innocent Chei ana yene no etwetwe nkomo. Efa eye video bi ho a ababeto dwa wo mampanyini ekọ iyase a ahemfofo a wat omatenase. Ode ne nsai point wo mu a o chese wo ka chom so mun sorry no munchia no. Na o ka about leadership yi. Na me edwendwene ho se to me in the menhunu ne say leadership no a set of behavior that one possesses that will use to help align the direction of others.
Okay.
For the a year greater good.
But I
me say leadership a year can make added to the wukan a set of a year behavior that one possesses used to help align the collective ideas of people in a good direction that will bring progress. Now, maybe one question say, I mean, him say, "O man payini Akuffo Addo no, or ye the number one public servant."
Yes.
Or ye public lord, or ye a servant for us. And think a servant there, sen ko no mumpu na ezo chira ho brase. Yes, bedroom.
Yes, that is how it's supposed to be. Because leadership, whenever you are being placed in a position of servitude.
Yes.
You are coming to serve people. That is why last na me far paper. Me say menye bia kirewa. Me far paper na me you can say leadership triangle natural say. You can't leadership elsewhere. It's like this triangle, it could me. Sorry, I never. So we have triangle, let's say, based in the top panel, Nipaka crab in a bit me at top, the one egu has say, and the Africano leaders a crab lessica for sort of a gu another don't form Hanom Chiromo, but elsewhere, no, as they are 10 in the year, they say, or more dear more in the no, a gracia, and they are holding majority of the people, no. Sabaya said, by a day. Side the teacher of mine. By a hand, the very moment they did to me the money panel, no benya quenya for Robert Nasorano. Now they say, Mom Guasia having a soon fast on the Yuda Fisser. Mom Jahana Mukra move money Nasorono Jinano. So until say a beg get this concept right. Now who say, you the to me more beer. You're coming to serve people. among for nimdeɛ among there are several people who are more intelligent than nipa na mudi anim no. There are a lot of people eba ahofa me ena na no na me ka to bi so ahofa na yedidi ba mpanyina ka 2016 yabo elections ni wie yes Akuffo Addo awene na nka yaje free ni nsam because ena eba nimdi anyo no nko a. But this is the person at some particular point in Ghana for say oh yemfa ma no ono na ye free say obetimi asom yan enji sa ni die na nipa na dia ma no you need to reciprocate that particular respect by making sure say when your lord ye be somwo when your self bi asabi unim nyansa chen obi a oba bedi nipa so na mbom o ba beboa abeye nhihye e de ekwan ato ama nipa dom no nema ewo mumu no etimi adadi.
Yes,
creating a platform majority of the people betting leverage to either maximize their individual innate potential and answer economic wise, you know, obetimi abo mama sabi almost what me peja omo to a certain level. But ye hano and yes anet ye nipa na o ba no free say leadership na dia man no as an avenue to come and make money. So leadership here is a money making vehicle. Nipa na ya na bisa ote front no there ehia na da. So they come in with a sole intention of acquiring wealth to themselves, their families, and very close relatives and allies. So such a person with such mentality, you don't need somebody with key attribute of being a leader and what you have. They hear answer one money, and you can influence people, some stakeholders, especially those within the media, several society organizations, which will convince some people. Now campaign man now capture political power now and one here they are kind the next 4 years whatever you use the power for will be and so and on many part that sense of entitlement and because near Akuffo Addo then I did and I catch say the all say he has a certain false sense of leadership. Is a leadership player never more but leadership here brana besom yen
yes
na yen na se mrebi so sa mantle no ya did their money for. But elsewhere is different. That is why my culture say in the UK, when something goes untoward, nipa no free say nipa no and edit jumadi amano enti anko ya obi anyan kasa ya kra na inwardly he feels accountable to the people and that there is the need for him to say oh I'm sorry you gave me this position but because of A B C D anko ye me pamachao I'm resigning give another person the opportunity. That is all that leadership is about. By Hano a sense of entitlement I attach you to and the part of the man not just all your favor. The person thinks he's doing you a favor. And that is it. And see, I bind to me a project where I say, oh, I are there. Who says I Ghana for your seeker I hear for taxes. Now so for the AGG board your way say what for a certain supervision. We making sure say institutions and other way by Juma Amasa Sikano go waste. None the yakasi de bayano, a bit me go through a my but because we have different understanding, different appreciation about the concept of key element and the core values of what makes a leader, a lot of people won't deserve some of these spaces, any opportunity coming in and that is where their core nature coming to bear. And that is why I'm telling you, say, Subang, we are in a den, there is no way you can hide it. It will always come to light. So some of these things, you may not even be conscious of. And their president, but and I'm saying inwardly that is who he is, and whatever I was on why you but I did me my own class say more idea we didn't come here, but so I think that is sad. It's sad. Going forward, and things that people are becoming enlightened. Dr. Ren, there be a catcher say politics and a year in 2010 is different from politics today. Because and the advocacies, the platforms and everything. I'm happy to say I'll bet you a video yama with TF4 in your beer shank the pa. I'm a because some may not understand the gravity of it. Or would me appreciate it. So and then the discussion, obi agimo kesen say na idea na nkrofo ika ho asemi but social me ankasa krama post to Facebook. I'm Ghana for and a certain fair understanding
about video
no. Yes, I can asem.
You me try I say ja. I'll do the best I can. Mame ebusia wo hwe a friend say video ya me de kire ya. Obehunu say wo mampanyin Akuffo Addo ana wakosra wakwayi ase ewo oti region na wakokoduru ho no ana eja wono ma nananom o matenase wo mo direction say stand up wo de ne say tene wo mo so point wo mo so wo hwe video no outum say obi busa say entiwe no obetimi ayesa akire amwatia oforipenyini osagefo obetimi ayesa de akire nana otumfo osai obetimi ayesa o mampanyin no oyimu president anase woye oman Ghana yenyina ye president yenhwe video no na yewia yenko yenua Ivan eno na yenua Ivan wa narrate akirechiri mu ede amaye no anyway Ivan am so ubusa me asemi say we are sure say me shocked but I seem a little bit shocked the entia me wanwa kakra ne say I know say omampanyin ni suban no sebio aginsem but na me nsusu say ebedu sam pempem so we because sabia wo twa no ho o twa a very dangerous precedent bi ama any person na obetumi aba after him now the wo say onyame say nyame anye Ghana adum ana Ghana fo ye ntimi ansori angina na okonya president bi a ono ni suban times 10 to say the wo ye ya let's just say sebio what will be the lessons for Ghana kruno ankasa say one to aba man MP a on ma development
and more development
and they by election a ekosui omo say enya de a baby a omo hwa polling stations bi o wa omo hwa yanto abama wo mo no by election no enya de omo di development ebeko. Now what kind of country are we building? It's like gradually no we are dividing the country along political lines MPP and NDC no gradually no ya take route and when ya intimi so ano. I don't know what you have to say about this. Now if you are your next a friend is saying topics no.
I say another network you having a breaking you know kasa no comes tikwa na ba.
Obusiam fanche.
Mpacho betimi aka question bi ma am say mantinti.
Na me busa say omampanyin president ya say ya wo twai. We are sheni ya wo ba beja we nyame anye adom ni ankonya president bi a ehumobro bi ni nyame suro bi woni mu papa wa hweni a the president ye wa hweni no akwakoye ne be times 10 wo na me say uma answer ni wi na call the next
yes
but what was
you see Dr. Ren, I think that that is why I say you're very vigilant, because you see the constitutional framers envisage say whoever with me pass it through the mail to become a president of this country, you know, might turn out to be somebody very intelligent, somebody I said be all measured in his utterances, his behavior, like everything. Because citizens, you know, answer it to me be show being sa. I'm a nipa na babedi and no. Actually, said nipa na go through all these evaluations. I'm here taking the blue, and that person will pose no danger to the political, the democratic, and the social, the friend is saying, prospects of the people. But unfortunately, the whole politics, you know, is calibrated within the media landscape. So it's just a matter of hiring people. And we have spin doctors. Man for that high or more to spin the narrative within a particular political context, hiring people, PR, and whole lot. So today, whoever is able to dominate the media conversation, the media PR, no, you are likely so with me you so the president. So and that person may become president by circumventing these blue things, constitutional frameworks, envisage say. Answer the nipa by president, Now I'll go through all this checklist. I'm any partner who says Odimu, because over the years, Sana Babaye, and Tinipan Babano, Suban Tan Tina, I would muno. Ultimate page out of that suban, not a video mampany. And it is very, very dangerous. You see, I keep telling people that the most dangerous thing I was see so is to arm a fool with political power. It is the most dangerous. Yes, Dr. Ren. But you know, I never acquire man for Yansan, so say, who is the president?
Okay, the entire ministry said Dr. Endumzu was similar to their work. Was it 2024? Okay. Ghana for the man Kotwabama a fool, because once you vote for a fool, no, your destiny will be ruled by a foolish person.
Yes, it's true. And you see, and I'm saying in recent times, you knew who war, you knew who basa in recent times, in the free say it is normal. Listen, when is a president, I want the power to declare war. Our Maimo.
Yeah.
Here against an external, your friend say, another country.
Yeah, external forces.
Or declare war. No, we are. He has the same power to draft every young person within the country to pick arms and go to war. So one qua you can be convicted. And in Europe and America, at the beginning, you know, you will never be brana or enlisted for the Vietnam War. On one court, and as a result, they went to jail. So this is how serious this whole thing is. So just imagine, Akuffo Addo a fool, and through the foolishness, you know, Wako can't talk with another country. Now we too baby, we are students. Now you to have with some say for war.
Saying President Kushia, a friend is saying the U.S. Secretary of State. Oko kan Burkina for one step. Nandika, almost bufu ya. San kwa mutu shares. Yes, you know one.
Exactly. Good. Now just imagine say Burkina and Ghana almost money ye. Soldier for now, your hand will be over him. And even in America, UK, where they have reserve army, to the idea, and I know over Russia, I'm only Ukraine to Kwakatwa or Mokon away. They are overwhelmed to the point that the regular army, no, are involved. They've called the reserve, and now among a year advert recruiting people by force. I hear more sika. Say, upeke arms na ya more sika ko Ukraine kokun. And yeah, easy. So just imagine giving power to a fool. These are some of the possible consequences. A bit my erupted, but unfortunately, they na yehuno. And yeah, war, but a economic warfare. And I buy so, and I yet home, and I say. But the reality is that particular way, the consequences so. That is why we must be guided in our future choices. Whenever we are voting for Obia, we need to be sure say the tendencies at the same apart from competence, everything. Because you see, often there are always red flags. I'll be who said Nippon say no tea and say no tea. Akuffo Addo in his case, there were a lot of red flags to the point that someone Akuffo can't the gun of all 2 MPP delegates no food in now you could see Akuffo Addo and all day. Only said the Subain, Nana Braba Wabo, and you'll be a dinner Sabi. Sabi, Nantia farm crown out the best sentence and a campus. What time Nipadia sentence as will be war mine. Yes, this is the guy. Kufuor, our cattle farm cramming, yes, or he will be willing at that point of a handle a man that much more nipa than a very dangerous endeavor and a very dangerous prospect. But here we are today, and 7 in us say about 1. And maybe our baby shame fan because after all, you vote to be quite something when you want to ask about catch over. I said, Charlie, about to my man, I am almost some Okomotina, what dear, will do our power and fan. So that is his attitude or the name. And if you vote for a careless person, these are some of the possible outcomes. And doom so yeah, of course, I'm not until date. Nobody has been able to communicate anything to anybody. But as a leader, no problem. It's so easy for problems to emerge, and it is very difficult to put off the light than to talk to people. Because in politics, communication is everything. The very moment you open up, meet the people, and speak to them, no. To a certain extent, majority of the problem, one mitigating, because I have information flow. What catch you almost say, say, it's as simple as that. And no, it's so simple than the light. Who do no was so. But the hardest part, I would do light now. So what to me, I now there will be one can't why you are doing so rude to me. That's tell me from my heart. I didn't know. And it's the reason why we are going through this cycle of challenges are ordinary. You don't expect people to go through. So, Dr. Ren, sanity, we the people must be vigilant. Because like I say, me am not here, Kasa name. Opa Momonya, Ghana president, and deputy. If we go unchecked, we may do worse things. But the vigilance of the people must be activated. Now, and guided. So whenever we turn and we realize there are reasonable people out there watching us, we may be forced to sit up. But I'm saying we are divided across partisan lines. And as I'm not today I dream based on where we standing, I buy a comfort for people standing on the stage who have taken consolation in the fact that they are there. More base now, they will fight among themselves in an attempt to defend us. So we are okay to go. That is why they are miles away and we are still stuck in the pit.
One of the requirements yes will be a president to Ghana, and he said the person must have a sound mind. I said Nipan was sound mind. Do you think that as some of constitution, it's about time and they, year 2024, you better test one more mobile, you do dimbe ballot so I share one more level of adrenaline, say maybe a nim na sebi yem pass. Do you think that time and do send someone that constitution say we should allow people with sound mind, to go into a friend and say the EC pick up a form the continue swaba. So sound mind. Do you think Sembrene do say yes, are testing? No?
Yeah, Dr. Ren, I think that is why I have issues so far as some of the wording in our constitution are concerned. Because now we not discuss it about about scholarship secretariat.
Yes.
Yeah, man for scholarship, brilliant but needy. So what can sound mind that? Sound mind in what sense? There must be a straight and a proper interpretation of that. And you can't give that discretion to a judge, say, you can't sound mind at my interpretation. So if we are saying sound mind, what kind of sound mind are you? Because we ought to, when you're in the sicker, or your friend say, ought to, yeah, it's who didn't near no man, son, imagine, and no catch us a child about some of you. That's a sound mind. Maybe I don't want that with Jeffy. And we soon to bank on a sign among for check, but I bought them sent to mum and I also cool to the office. So it's a complex tale that we need to find a way to navigate this storm to be able to, your friend is saying, decipher and answer, young Kasa, you define what we want. And that will come in values. Young Kasa Nipano, your person say that here, value A, value B, value C. Now you define it. Categories are many panel affected into that particular thing by a total vague sound minder. And I have studied a bit of psychiatry because at the university I specialized in psychiatry. It is very difficult to say your friend say mentally unbalanced, And your stages. And the baby I bet is any panel yet sound, Maybe a friend watching to ma. A lot of people are who are more. There are no red flags. There are nothing. But Charlie, what they are going through, on the border of Serbia, no, from Krayape. So sound mind is a vague kind of something. I think we need to drill down as people. Say, there are certain core values there. Yes, I is certain. Now you define quite clear. Send the way because of A, B, C, D, say on fete. Now, I just said, I ever can sound mind. I know the day. Remember, say the same political authority now, never making sure say some influences will be put on people at those psychiatric hospitals to get about medical report. Now, Nippon ultra medical report, who determines that honestly a sound mind and also a sound mind. Because there are a lot of crazy doctors. Who
watches the watchman?
Who watches the watchman in Canada, Japan? So doctor now no say all chest will be a sound mind or just sound mind, or not swear.
Don't you think ABR here all the other dictionaries define clearly of a sound mind, somebody who has the who is capable of rational thinking, somebody who has a friend is impaired by any mental illness. We can do the reality checks. Senipano.
Yes.
Insanity
yeah,
checks.
very. Yes, it's a mental impairment. We're talking about maybe incapability, like some dysfunction be somewhere.
Because sometimes because sometimes I wish and maybe I am paying you could clearly see say a friend is saying there are some a friend say red flags be what you say a baby moon kakra because we shall in your maybe Erickson stages of development when it comes to with the Akuffo a friend is saying psychiatry abedi. I mean we share president sometimes you say or you're confused kakra and to the beauty I say mistrust be kakra I say guilty be wo enti eba ne saa no a o ni nkofo dealer o dealing wo no na adwene mu how o reason how o susu asem no woni trimu no without even finding out to say ade is me ya ensunsan so be na de bebre ye nkofo no community na ye free mu no on cheda enhwe ne saa unsusu say saa sound check ye ehu be hia.
Yeah, very, very important. But you see, when it comes to say, decisive discretion,
yes,
there are a lot of people who are not mentally impaired. But when it comes to being reasonable, decisive discretion, it is very difficult to determine. Say they are making certain irrational decisions because they have certain mental problems. And I say, wait. Most of these things now, are coming from developmental stages. Like now, there are some people who don't go through the stages; they skip some, and once you skip them, behavioral, a bit dirty, and there are this personality disorders. A lot of people during your stages of development will go through. There are some who are paranoid. There are some who are schizoid. There are some who are the whole lot of your friends saying description a bit me so and a biane subanya edenadine as for and I'm it's a complex room because if you are able to identify somebody say this person